Smile, directed by Parker Finn, is pretty good. Spoilers. This movie felt like it was a long time coming for Finn. Beginning with his 2018 horror short, The Hide Behind, briefly featuring a creepy smile, followed 2 years later by his second horror short, Laura Hasn't Slept, the story that would ultimately spark the idea behind Smile.
Each time I've had the dream, he has a different face.
It's a 10-minute short that listens in as Laura describes her recurring nightmares to her therapist, and honestly, I quite liked it. Cinematography is fantastic, although there were some annoyingly slow pans, a technique carried over but improved upon from The Hide Behind, and maybe it was all inspired by Paranormal Activity. Oh God, what's over there? No, it could be. Maybe it's over there. Ah. If Laura seems familiar, that's because she's also in Smile and on the poster. But Finn makes it clear that Smile is not a continuation of Laura Hasn't Slept. That's a standalone story. So it was obvious going into the film, even just from the trailers, that the motif here was smiles and how we hide behind them to pretend that everything is all right. But what I loved was its exploration of what a smile is truly hiding. In this case, trauma, and the film treats it like a curse that we pass on to others, because that's kind of what we do. For most of the film, we're made to feel anxious, constantly scanning the screen at its edges or behind the subject, waiting for something that rarely actually arrives. This is achieved through clever framing and a sometimes overly persistent sound design. The result of this puts the viewer on edge. It creates a constant paranoia, which simulates what trauma really does to a person. Speaking from experience, it's not these small moments of anxiety between stretches of normal. It's more like a constant state of paranoia and dread. And it really sucks. In that way, I thought the film was brilliant. The film did have some drawbacks, especially in its second act, mostly that Rose was given too much downtime to investigate. The curse felt paused, meaning that I as a viewer felt safe. It didn't match what we were being told about the curse since some people were already dying by day 4. And here we were on day 4 and it didn't feel that bad yet, like we weren't about to take a bus to Murder City. Why was she relatively unharmed? It robbed the curse of any teeth. I would compare it to a much lesser version of Ringu in that regard. So while its theme of trauma as a curse was unoriginal, I think its deployment of it in combination with the picture-perfect world we currently find ourselves living in could actually give Smile cult classic status as we move further into the future and it becomes more and more relatable.